Hi and welcome to this Mission Cast. My name is Matt Burgess and I'm part of the Mission Performance Communication team. If you've listened to us before, you'll know that we are a group of actors, comedians, directors, theatre folk who travel around the world and work with our clients using the skills that we have as actors to help people in business. I'm delighted to say that I have one of the communication team with me today, and it's great to introduce Jamie Honeybourne. Jamie, how are you, sir? Welcome.
Hello, Matt. Nice to be here. I'm calling you from sunny Scarborough. It's a nice day. I wish I was outside, but here I am, sat behind the computer screen yet again with a microphone. Let's do this.
Is it sunny in Scarborough, or are you just saying that?
Yeah, no, it's beautiful today. It's really nice.
I don't want to kind of out-sun you, but it's lovely in Essex as well. Sort of. Tell us a bit about yourself, Jamie. What's your background? Obviously, I know this, but what's your background here? How did you come to do what you do?
Cool. So in a nutshell, who am I? So I began acting. Actually, I was a little bit precocious. So I began acting when I was 10. I was on a 1980s kids TV Saturday morning television show, which was called Number 73. And I was a boy detective. I'm from Liverpool. I had a bit more of a Liverpool accent back then. And I used to solve crimes on Number 73. My claim to fame is
what kind of crimes?
We went to America and we made a movie with this big case that we solved, which was kind of a missing jewel case. And we at one point we got imprisoned in Alcatraz and we had to escape from Alcatraz. I remember one of my lines in it was, "Hey, look, there's a message in a bottle." In fact, I'm sure I most probably said "bottle" back then.
How long did you do it for?
I just did one season of it, 1985. So I would have been 11. So I was last year of junior school, going into my secondary school. So to sort of continue my story was that made me a really confident, really happy, playful little boy. I went to secondary school with all that confidence and kind of exuberance, but actually that didn't fit in with secondary school. So I didn't have a really good time at school, kind of got a bit bullied, got put back into my shell, really. Became a lot shyer. And then when I was in my early teens, so about 14, 15, I realized that I could use acting as a way of kind of controlling the bullying. So if I was able to make people laugh by what I was purposefully doing, then I didn't feel people were laughing at me just for being me. So that's how I got into acting. So acting for me, when I started acting, was about putting on a mask, kind of hiding who I was. Off I went to university to study drama, didn't have a good time at university again. So I decided to go and audition for a big musical in the West End. Now, I can't sing or dance, but at the age of 18, I went along to one of these open auditions, which you see on television, kind of the X Factor thing, big queue round a block. You get your couple of moments on stage, you do something and someone yells next and off you go. Well, they didn't yell next. I just fit the role that they were casting. And so I ended up in a musical version of Whistle Down the Wind, which became a bit of a hit. And I went on tour with that for 2 years. And doing that, I kind of found my team. I found my clan. I found people who were like me. And I became confident in myself again. I never finished education. I never went back and trained again because I actually found that I was doing the job. And so for the past 25 years, I've been working as an actor. My career has mainly been on TV and film. So I've done soap operas. I was in Coronation Street. I was in Emmerdale. I was in Brookside and Hollyoaks way back in the day. I've done a lot of comedy work for BBC Three. And just like yourself, as an actor, you have to juggle all sorts of different jobs because acting isn't, a very secure job. There's a lot of times that you're out of work, or as they call it, resting. And one of my resting jobs was working as a receptionist in a venue which hosted training events. And through that, I met a wonderful guy called David Vaughan Thomas, who took me under his wing, became Yoda to my Luke Skywalker, and kind of taught me how to become a facilitator. And I've been doing that for the past 15 years. I've studied NLP, I've studied coaching, and I just really enjoy helping people to go on a journey of self-discovery, to remember who they were, to get rid of any insecurity, to get rid of anything from the past that is getting in your way, which is stopping you from being your true, authentic, unique self and celebrating that at work.
And I know that's, obviously I've been in sessions with you and we've worked all over the place together. I know that that's something that's really important to you and comes across strongly in your work, isn't it? That story about how from a young age, acting became something that was more than a job. It was a way of helping you work through some things that you were working through. That's really important to you, isn't it?
Yeah, really important. And what I've learned, I mean, I'm still learning. I think we're all still learning about ourselves as we kind of try to kind of be adult in this world. What I've learned is that acting is not about putting on a mask. Acting is not about hiding who you are. Acting is actually about revealing a truth, finding a part of you that is true and being able to demonstrate that, which helps other people then.
Which is a lovely link into the reason that we're talking today, other than, to say hi and to find out a little bit about you. The reason I've got you here is to talk about the Isolation Creations. So you are, this is no exaggeration, I mean, you're an internet sensation, aren't you? You're a worldwide hit. You're on daytime.
I've gone viral.
You're on Radio York every 5 minutes. Explain to us this is something that you and your partner, Alan, did during the pandemic and continue to do. It's rather wonderful. Explain what it is and how you started.
So we started way back last March, so March 2020, when the world got shut down. Just like everyone else, we had nothing on our calendar. We were stuck twiddling our thumbs. We baked all the banana bread we could. We binge watched like all of Netflix. And a friend of ours dared us to recreate Tiger King, because that was the big kind of hit at the time. So to dress up as Tiger King, take a photo and put it on social media, which we did. And it just went down really well. And myself and Alan decided to dare ourselves to see, let's try and recreate a different TV show or film every day that we are locked down. Now, we only thought lockdown would be about 3 or 4 weeks at that point. And we thought, well, we could do that. About 20 films we can manage. What we didn't realize was how long lockdown was going to go on for. But we kept doing it. We did one a day, put it out onto social media. It got picked up by a local newspaper. Then it got picked up by Fox News. Then we got interviewed on Radio 2. And with the fact, like followers, fan base, can we say we've got fans? Yeah, I think we can. The fan base got bigger and bigger, and the Isolation Creations that we're making got bigger and bigger. And we started using split screen technology so that we could be in scenes with ourselves, special effects.
So these have gone from being effectively single shot photos to, 10, 12 different characters in a little movie in itself.
Yeah, they've gone pretty epic, to be honest. We just did a 1980s music video mega mix where, amongst others, we were Pete Burns, Dead or Alive, all the girls from Wilson Phillips.
Were you Robert Palmer?
Robert Palmer and the backing dancers.
But you've done
Glenn Medeiros.
You've done ABBA. You've done
Madonna. We did
a
big ABBA video. We did Madonna's Vogue, recreated it almost shot by shot. Cagney and Lacey, we did the opening credits to Cagney and Lacey, which both Cagney and Lacey have seen and shared on their social media accounts. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's cheered a lot of people up over what has been a really kind of dark year. It's been a little spot of light in people's day.
So in our gaff, as you'll know, we're Star Wars nuts. Freddie Burgess's favourite. You talk about you and David Vaughan Thomas being Yoda and Skywalker. I think Freddie's favourite is your Star Wars.
Yeah. Alan was Yoda, painted himself green, made massive cardboard ears. And I was Luke Skywalker. And as you know, I worked on the oil rigs with Mission Performance. So I had a lot of PPE. So I wore my kind of oil rig.
That's where it went.
With a lot of gaffer tape and Hoover pipes attached to it to make Luke Skywalker's X-Wing fighter outfit.
How many wigs have you got?
We have a room full of wigs. But that comes from, so we ran a fringe theatre company when we lived in London. So we had a lot of costumes and wigs from that anyway. But Alan has a background as a panto dame and also a character stand-up. So he used to do stand-up in character, and a few of his characters were women. So a bit of drag, but not like drag, not RuPaul drag. We're much more kind of Les Dawson, Dick Emery, Stanley Baxter drag.
The kind of drag that I grew up with in the 1970s.
Well, I've got a beard for, the start, so I'm not shaving that. So all of my characters are bearded.
Serious question about it. What would you say that people in business could learn from what you've done with Isolation Creations?
I think the big lesson, and this was for me as well as anyone else out there, is that there is only one you. There is only one version of you. And if you don't allow that version of you to shine at work, then you're missing out and other people are missing out. And I think people are really scared to truly be who they are at work. And a lot of people I know leave a big part of their personality at home. And I know that I used to do that. And I was really scared about being open about who I was. I used to think I had to be a lot more serious than I actually am when I'm teaching people. I wasn't allowed to be as silly as I am. I thought I wasn't allowed to be as camp as maybe I am, or as naturally kind of effeminate or joyful as I am. I used to leave a lot of that behind at work because I was scared. And there's a wonderful line in Strictly Ballroom, which is, "A life lived in fear is a life half lived." And I just hope that me being able to get out there, being true to who I am, and being accepted so brilliantly by thousands of people across the world can hopefully allow someone out there to think, do you know what? I can go to work and I can truly be who I am. And
I think that's what, and there's, God, we could do a podcast just on that, couldn't we? I mean, it's such a deep area to think about, the fears that are associated with that. But I think on a personal level, that's what makes you so wonderful as, who you are and what you do. And it's what enables you to go into it, and tell me I'm wrong, it's what enables you to go into environments like oil rigs or the platforms offshore and shine and do the job that you do and build the relationships you do.
I think so. And I think it just gives confidence to other people to be true to themselves. And I'm not saying everyone needs to be big, cuddly, open-hearted, arty-farty people, but let's just be true. Let's listen to each other. Let's admit that we're all very different, but there's a place for all of us in every situation. And I think a lot of people, and it most probably comes from, like me, a lot of people have a background in bullying or being laughed at, or someone at work when you were younger telling you needed to behave in a certain way. And that becomes your truth. That becomes your reality if you allow it to be too. And I think what I was bullied about is actually what makes me me, what makes me unique, what makes me a great facilitator, what makes me a great teacher, what makes me help people to be the best that they can. And if you don't want to accept the full version of me, then that's on you. That's not for me to
So one last question. This is going out, or we're recording this during Pride Month. It will probably go out at some point at the end of Pride Month. I know it's something that is important to you. What does Pride Month mean to you?
Yeah, Pride for me, it's strange because I used to, not that I wasn't proud, but I was scared of being open, and then I was ashamed of that fear. But now I'm so proud that I am who I am, and I'm proud that the world seems to be changing for the better. And for me, Pride Month is all about visibility and communication. I think Pride Month just shines a light on the queer community, and it's a time just for people to think and people to have discussions about issues that are related to gay rights. It gives gay rights more media attention, and there's all sorts of things, gay marriage, adoption, transgender issues, gay conversion therapy, all of that this month has kind of been highlighted in the press. There are discussions happening, and for me, that's what Pride Month is about. It's not about going out and dancing and waving your flags, although that's a huge part of it and that's a fun part of it. It's about discussions happening and people listening to each other. And I know that's something we teach quite a lot, is listening. And I just wish there was so much more really true, authentic listening in the world, because I think at the moment everyone's shouting in echo chambers, and we all just need to listen to each other a bit more.
Jamie, as always, it is a total pleasure talking to you. Thank you for sharing a bit about the Isolation Creations and more.
Thank you.
We'll speak to you soon. Keep tuning in. There are going to be more of these mission casts where you'll meet some more of the team, and other longer casts where we'll talk about the way that we work, or some content that we're working on, so you get an insight to that as well.